Back in September 2020, we sold our house in the UK, then moved to Normandy in France, where we bought an ancient French farmhouse with various outbuildings, including an old barn, a small cottage with 2 woodlands, and 3.5 acres of pastured land in a beautiful national park area. Follow us on our journey as Budo and I renovate the farmhouse, manage our land, and take on many projects for you to enjoy. Let the fun begin. Hello everyone, I just thought I'd give you a little update. We've got a very hard job today. We're laying the concrete in our front room, grand salon as they say in Francais, and I'm just doing a bit of filming while Lionel is filling up the barrow so I can barrow the cement in.
Anyway,
concrete I should say.
Concrete's going down.
Yep.
Checking the levels, set the laser, right onto the laser. Coming in, Lionel.
Bonjour Lionel.
That's it. Down.
Yeah.
That's it. It's because I took the wall away. It's okay. Here, man.
This is Lionel helping us. He's nicked my barrow.
Lionel, yes. Say hello.
Bonjour Lionel.
Hello everybody.
Are you enjoying yourself, Lionel?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Lionel has been here all morning with me and Tracy, and we are just coming towards the last half of the
Let me come down.
floor. We've put all the metal in, all the pipes are in, everything's down, so we should be finished in about an hour, hopefully.
I think we've done brilliantly.
And then we've got a nice concrete floor down, and we can start putting the level text down, and then put the underfloor heating in.
Yep.
And we're away, ready for
to met, and then I can start on the ceiling as well.
Lovely.
But I wasn't able to film really, was I? Because we can't leave the camera in here because we have to let the concrete dry.
Yeah.
And having it outside, it was in the way. So you're only going to get a little bit really of us.
Take them outside and show what's been.
Yeah.
Lionel's mixed most of this up. So.
Yep. I must say I've got muscles where I didn't think I had muscles. That's thanks to Budo's training. But this is all what we've used already. And here. And we've still got a bag there. So how many bags of cement have we used, Lionel?
How many?
How many bags of cement?
6. 6 of gravel.
So 6 ton of gravel.
And nearly 700 kilos of cement.
Yeah, 700 kilos, which is roughly about 12 bags, 12 bags, or 14?
Near 15.
15, so 15, and we've still got a trailer load here, but we couldn't have asked for a better day. It's absolutely fantastic, but I'll keep you updated to when we hopefully get to the end. Coucou Valerie.
Coucou Tracy.
What have you bought for us to drink?
Salveja.
Valerie's bought us some wine and we're supposed to be working.
Bottle of rien de rien.
Oh.
Rien de rien.
Yes, that's a famous French song.
Yes, it's for you, Tracy.
Merci beaucoup,
J'espère
Valerie.
que tu vas aimer.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. She's so beautiful. In England you get tea or coffee, but in France they bring you over some wine.
So folks, we've finished the concrete and Valerie's been helping us today. She has been organising and telling us what to do. No, Valerie's just popped over to catch some sun. So what have we done, guys?
I think we have done well.
I think you need to have a little...
Make a good job today.
I'm so small against that.
Anyway, we've had a good day today. What time are we? Midday?
About 2:30.
Oh, later, is it? Okay, so I didn't even know the time today. So we're 2:30, started about 8.
Yep.
That ain't a bad day. And I'd like to thank Lionel now because Lionel worked very hard. Thank you, Lionel.
Derian.
He's such a hard worker. And he's such a lovely person. He's probably my best friend I've ever had.
Oh,
I'm too red.
Don't go red. Valerie, look, sun go in, you go up. Let me just show you the concrete, guys. So we finally got it done. We've been putting it off because there's been weather problems, situations and that, but we're just on there now. So what I'll do is I'll just wooden float that over in about 5 or 6 hours, and just pull it down a little bit, because we've got a level text to go on top of this, which the underfloor heating sits into, if you like, and so it levels itself out, but as well as the underfloor heating goes in as well at the same time. And we've allowed enough space to put the Tomette tiles, which are here. So they're under here, you won't see them actually, but down here they're already cleaned, ready to go. And if we run out, we've got plenty over there, over the back. And then tomorrow I'm back onto the wood, so I'll be working with the timber, making the porch, and we're going to need 70 of the Tomettes to go in here in the porch area as well. So it's all coming to now, so exciting times. Okay folks, so here we go. You can see me, I've got my new bar on. Get a perspective for the size. I put my hand there for you. She's a big one, but I'm just giving the teeth a sharpen up. It comes sharp from the factory to a degree. I've spun it around and, you know, just give it a little touch in the wood to see, but I feel like it could be a little bit sharper. So I'm just going around it now. I'll just explain what I'm doing. So this is my little holder here, okay, and what I do is I drop the tooth I'm sharpening over the top of it, so I know I've done that, and then I bring it back. So I'm on this one now. I'm just going to put 10 light passes through on every tooth. I've done the other side already. So 10. Okay, and then I pull the next one over. So I miss one, go one. And I'm going to do this one next. When I'm putting the file in, you always make sure you've got the right file for your tooth, the right size if you like. And also, I'm keeping it straight across, but also I'm slightly pulling up. I'm not pushing down like that or up like that. I'm pulling up slightly so I'm trying to sharpen this edge here as a more than the back, if you know what I mean. So that's the top edge, but you're probably never going to do this most of you, but anyway, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So we have 10 little strokes, and it can fill a nice burr on the top. You'll see some fellas, they push the file in and they pull the file back lightly, and they've got that to a T. They know what they're doing because they just slightly lift it away and then in and back and then forward. But I like to take my file out and push it in. It's not much more difference, and it's not like I'm sharpening these all day long. It's just I'll be touching it up after, say, a cut through like something like this. I would probably recommend looking at sharpening it again every cut. Just give it a little touch, but not 10. You might just need to touch it 3 or 4 times then. So I've just done that one. Filled a burr on there. If I went to the next one, I can feel there's no burr on there. And to be safe, some people pull it back. I do sometimes, but you really should get in the habit of just pulling it back like this with a little bar, nice and gently, ready for the next one, which is there. So what we got here is we've got 2 teeth facing the same way here on this bit, but generally they're all opposite each other. So I'll do this one. That was sharp on the number 8, but I've done 10, so we keep them all the same. Anyway, I'll carry on through this. I've got to go around here yet. Get this done, and then I'll show you some cutting. Okay, so a quick explanation. If you watched me doing the sharpening before on the other chainsaw, the small chainsaw, you would have seen me using this tool. This is a fantastic tool, right? But this has got a certain size round filing, and it's too small for this saw. But you don't really need to use this one on here, because it's a new blade anyway, and you don't need to file down these drags or these clearers, yeah. So, and the other thing is this chain is what we call a ripping chain, as opposed to a cross-cutting chain. So it's for ripping down the logs. So the angle on here is around about 10 degrees. You can go within, you know, 9 to 12 or 14 degrees, but you're aiming for around about 10 degrees to push that through, which is roughly about a 10-degree angle. You can judge it if you look onto the teeth. Whereas this one is set to a 30 degree, or I'm sure it's 30 somethings, 32, 30 degrees, something like that. Okay, so this is set much more of an angle like that, and you use that on the cross cutting. So you're sharpening the teeth out to a point, whereas this one you're sharpening the top of this more. And there is different blades, different chains I should say, so you need to know to get it right. I mean, I'm no expert on this, but I do use these sort of tools quite often, and it's worth knowing that you're sharpening it the correct way. So what I'll do is then, I've got a little gauge I put on top of this. It sits on that tooth, and it tells me if this drag's too high. Okay, and I know it won't be because it's a brand new blade chain. So maybe after 4 sharpens, I'll put it on top of there just to see if that's a little bit high, and then what I'll do is I'll get a flat file and I'll just take them off. And a lot of people who use chainsaws now and then, cutting their firewood, but don't give them a lot of maintenance, and just, you know, get a new chain for them every time it goes blunt. But the reason they do that is because they think the chain's no good. And 9 times out of 10, it's this bit here, okay, it's too high. And if that's too high, higher than the cutting surface of that blade, it starts to wander, it starts to pull your saw, and your chippings get less and less. You'll notice it because your chippings get less and less coming out the back end of the saw. So they're little things to look out for. So you just take that down by a millifraction, and I mean a millifraction. You don't like go filing that heavily away, because then you'll have too much digging on your saw. So little things to look for. But when you're working with tools, I work with chisels mainly, and saws I sharpen, and chisels, and, you know, tools I use for my carpentry. But this is the same sort of principle. You know, you look for these little nuances and make sure you get them right. Okay, let's do some cutting, eh? Right folks, so I'm on the home run now, blasting through this with this big chainsaw. So I'll show you the last bit. Let's hope this log don't fall on me. She's loose. Just take me headset off. Oh. It ain't easy being green. There we go, look, so show you a little bit. It's beautiful when you open these up, these logs, and you look inside. Not been seen by human eyes. You lot seeing it with me now. There we go. How about that then, eh? Doesn't that look beautiful? Look at the figure in that oak. It's absolutely beautiful. So they're the slabs. There's one there again, another one. Got one up there. I've got to get another one out of this, and then some little ones. But what I'm going to do is first now is I'm going to shore this back up, put it plumb, put some bracing on it, and then start the cut on that one. But before I do that, I'm going to lift this up with a digger and start to do the beam work, if you like 5x5s. So folks, I thought I'd give you a bit more of a close-up of the grain of this slab I've just slabbed off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to process these now, this one on the bench and this one on the floor here. I'm going to process them up into sections and then stack them up in some stick, what we call stick, and then before I tackle that other one, because I'm going to get overcrowded with wood around me, and I've got my digger around next to me here, my trusty digger, so we're going to lift it up with a digger, or I'm going to lift it up with a digger. I'm on my own. So I thought I'd take you in here and have a look, and it's a fascinating process, because when you open wood like this, logs or anything, you know, they've been there for 100 years, 200 years, and we're the first for people to see them. I mean, literally, when I cut that and it opened up, you and me see this for the first time. And that's one of the fascinating things about carpentry and woodworking, is you're working with a beautiful material, and the smell, oh my god, it's always with oak you get, and chestnuts, you get a very sweet smell, but it's very pungent as well. But when you're opening big logs like this, it really becomes heady. You know, it's like a big lavender field, if you like, but it don't smell like lavender. It's got its own distinctive sweet sort of tanniny smell, but it's lovely. But let me spin you around and show you what this log looks like close up. So here we go. So just going to get my foot in first before I look down at the camera. Right, so there we go, guys. You can get a nice look at that, and I'll walk you through it. Do you know, I was looking at this and I was thinking to myself, God, hang on, let's take you around again. If I took this down to like 1.5 inch or even 1.25 inches, say, planks, it's a lot of work, but I could do it. I could make wide board flooring, you know, as wide as that. That's nearly 2 foot wide, or it's just actually is 2 foot wide. So you can have floorboards as wide as that, which is amazing, but it'd be a bit of a waste, I think. But the good news is, in the future, the farmer, he's got plenty more of these for me, so I'll probably be going there in the next couple of weeks and buying a load more off him. At that price, you can't say no. And at the end of the day, this isn't a prime oak as such. This is more of a wilder grown oak. It's not a completely managed oak where it's a straight grain, but sometimes that's a better thing because it gives you a nicer figure. This is grown purely for firewood. This is what they'll do. They'll cut this up, split it, and turn it into cords of wood for fire. And that is sorry, it's my neighbour just driving by on a bicycle. And that, for me, being a carpenter, is sacrilege. You know, I know we have to have wood to keep warm, but lovely wood like this. So I know it burns very well, oak, but it's sacrilege to put that in a wood burner when we can make a beautiful porch out of that, and all the other things I can make. Me and Tracy was chatting about this earlier, and if we got enough left over and we get one from Diddy the farmer, I might chop it up to 1 inch, smaller boards, smaller sections, and make the parquet floor with it. But we'll see that, because I want to make a Versailles parquet floor for the bedroom, but it's a bit of a extravagance, if you like, and it's not a priority at the moment, where all the other things we got to do is a priority. And just switching you around here, getting you away from the wood for a minute. So it's going to be built on top of there, the porch, as you know, and you've seen. But these are our priorities. We must get this porch done, we must do the front door, we must build the workshop on the side here. And at the same time, I don't know if you guys noticed out there, but there was at the back where we're having the kitchen, there used to be walls up there and that, and they were taken, knocked down. I'm going to build all them back up as well. So they're the 3 priorities for summer, is to get these things done before next winter, so we can get a nice warm cosy house without drafts and stuff coming in. And another job I'm be doing as well is I've got all draft excluder systems for the windows as well, which will be fitted in. I've accommodated for that, and they'll be done at some stage later in the summer before winter hits. But yeah, so I'm having a lovely time here on my own at the moment, just billeting this wood up, or cutting this wood up, and I think I'll start a crack on now, get these cut down into the sections, and then if I've got time today I'll show you. If not, it'll be tomorrow, Sunday. Okay folks, so after loads of gardening work, back out here on the slabbing of the oak. Got a couple of chainsaws I'm using and my big planer, which is a big electric planer. It's roughly about 6 or 7 inches on the width of the blade roughly. But what I'm doing is I'm slabbing them into these size sections here, okay, and then I'm surfacing one surface of these to be nice and smooth and flat, okay. And how I check the flatness is I put this straight edge, known straight edge, on top until I get this flat. It's not quite there yet, I've still got to take a bit more off. So once I get to that stage, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them into my machine I've got in my little makeshift workshop, and then I'm going to surface them again, and then go square them off on one side, so that'll be done on a surface planer with a fence, and then I'll whip it over and I'll put them through the thicknesser and then get them to some sort of thickness. I want to try and get this quite accurate because the joinery that's going to sit inside there will be the sashes, if you like, and and it has to be set up against a nice square edge. But this section here, this big lump here, this was that funny bit that was underneath, and it's got this big sloping off edge here, right, which is the waney, and it's quite, you know, about inch thick maybe. But I can get enough out of this that, let me try and hold you with this hand and show you. Here, see if we can get my hand in there. Yep. So here there'll be an arch going right through there and back up again. This is over length, but I'll still give me that 5 inches I need to get that round and keep it in symmetry with the rest of the slabs. So these will be 5x5s, 5x5s. That'll be a 5x5 arch in the centre, and then the doors will be cut into that shape to fit that, and the sashes. So that one's all been sectioned up, cut. There's a couple of bits extra over there, so I'll cut some 2-inch out of that. They're just spare. Then there's a slab here down on the bottom, and that's going to have 1, 2, 3 full lengths of the 5-inch, and then 1 2-inch through the end cut out of it. So once I deal with this up here, I'm going to lift this slab up onto here with a digger and then start on that one, then I'll start on the next one over there. But I just want to give you a bit of an explanation of the process. If anything, this is the hardest and the slowest process, is cutting up a log to slab, and then cutting out your sections from the slab, and then turning them into products, or no, what they call it, sections of the build of the porch. Anyway, I'll bring you along again as I get a bit further down, but it's nice to be out. It's a beautiful day, lovely and warm, nice breeze blowing. I'm sorry about the wind if it is playing against you. We had some visitors yesterday, and they came by this morning as well because they were off to Don Front. They were our patrons, and they've come to see us, and they're coming again tomorrow, and then they're off back home. They're buying a property here, not far from here, so they just wanted a bit of advice, basically. Anyway, so slowly catch a monkey, as they say. We'll get this all one surface on all of these flat, and then we'll do the next process, and you'll see it all come together slowly. That's pretty good. Only needed a couple of goes over. So I've pretty much got that one on the saw, on the chainsaw, and then just gone over it this 3 or 4 times with this. Yeah, it's going to look nice. This is one of the uprights on the porch, and this one goes against the wall, the back wall. So this is way too wide, so I've got to cut this down a little bit. But I've got a flat surface now, so when I put it on my machine, which will be up that way, okay, I'll go through once, then turn it onto this side here on the machine. This heavy stuff, and get 2 straight flush edges, which will give me a 90-degree there. This will be cut off, and then I'll be able to go back on the thicknesser and get this down to the right thicknesses then as a section. But I'm going to be pretty much doing this all day now with these lots, so it's going to be busy. It's going to take me about a week or so to get all this up ready. Split these up, these slabs as well. Once I get ready, then I can start thinking about all the mortars and tenon work, draw dowels, but that'll all come later. You'll see that.
Child of keepsake, never really let it go. They say a clean slate, but everybody knows. But these days, my age it shows. And these days, memories they go. Blame daddy, he never really let us grow. Oh, but good Lord, we know why he chose. See the castle.
Hi folks, so we just wanted to show you a bit of other part of our lives. We're over at our neighbour's house. We regularly come over and, you know, meet together, have a little drink and eat together and that. This Sunday was going to do some work on the logs, but we got invited, so. But I'd just like to introduce you to these friends of mine. So I'm going to turn you around, show you the lovely view of their back garden. So this goes down the hill and then up into the big forests, which you can see from my front gate. I'm going to turn you back to that actually. So we're going back over there. There is our house up there, and the gates are over there. So just going to introduce you to my friends now. So we have Valerie.
That's a commitment.
Hello.
Beautiful.
Bonjour. And
I think
this is Adam. You've met Adam before. And Lionel.
Hello everybody.
And
I think for
Tracy.
me, I think,
Santé.
And this is middle of the day Sunday. So in France, as you are in France, you always start with a little aperitif and
Amazing.
some alcohol.
Valerie's made us beautiful food again.
Yes, some lovely shrimps and stuff. So we're going to show you that after.
Lemons.
But I just want to show you this view as well, which is beautiful. So just over the back here, Lionel's got some black sheep. I'm going to take you down and show you if they're out. I think they are. Ah, here we are. So he's got some little mini sheeps there. There, just there. They're enjoying the sun. And if you can see down in that little paddling pool there is one of the geese. He's got 3 geese. The male geese is around somewhere, but the other female geese, she's in this little hut here. And she's sitting on eggs. And so they lay all their eggs first over a few weeks, and then they sit on them after, and they won't come off them. And that's what she's doing at the moment. But so we're going to enjoy the rest of our day with these, our friends, and have some nice food, and I will show you their presentation on their table after as well. They've got a beautiful house. Okay folks, so we're going inside now. We're going to have some mange, they call it, food. And gotta watch the cats don't run away. But this is Lionel and Valerie's home, which is very beautiful. Love their wood burner. Very quirky. And you can see they like English things as well, which is beautiful. Yeah.
Very quirky, Adam, isn't it? Very quirky.
And we come in now.
Thank you very much.
And this, and Valerie's doing some cooking.
I say to me, I'm in the paradise.
So
Was this window here?
let's just show you the table.
Was the window here?
So we have the table set up for our mange, or some food to eat.
And in the lounge.
Look at this, very quirky. We love it, we do, we love it. Valerie, may I ask you what we are cooking?
Alors, j'ai fait des carottes râpées,
Yeah, we.
It's like a picture.
j'ai fait
It's like a
When
picture.
we
du riz cantonné,
Oh, lovely.
j'ai fait du poulet,
Yes. Poulet chicken.
du boudin blanc
Ah,
Wonderful.
lovely.
fait par un boucher.
Yes.
J'ai fait, qu'est-ce que
And,
j'ai
and the
fait?
road here.
J'ai fait de la tapenade, des rillettes de sardines,
And this is the
So
same.
sardines.
Sardine.
j'ai fait
We have got another one.
une tarte, hein.
Ah, oh, tat. Tat. Ah,
Poms.
almond. Almond.
Une tarte normande avec des pommes,
Oui.
de la crème et des œufs.
Oh, so beautiful. These are my beautiful neighbours.
Oh,
Le tout arrosé de bon vin.
And a toi.
And we have a middle neighbour that comes to visit every now and then.
yeah, these are
Still
all
just as
very
beautiful.
Who is your favourite?
No
I
problem.
like you all the same.
Yes. Tabla, I showed the tabla. Wow, Valerie. Valerie does this every time. She makes a beautiful table. She cooks beautiful food
There's so much.
and
much memory.
makes us feel so welcome. And we are very lucky to have Valerie and Lionel as our neighbours.
No, I know.
And their lovely home. And let me show you this side as well. It's very quirky, but we love it. We have some fantastic evenings here, and we are very, very lucky. And Lionel likes to collect signs, you know, like old-fashioned signs and stuff. And Valerie's a very good collector as well. She collects all lots of antique, quirky, antique stuff, you know. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We're going to have some food now.
They say a clean slate, but